Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. I got a really busy day this Saturday. Brian and Bree are coming over to help me, and we're going to pull up weeds in the food forest that grew in the wood chips. Also, I'm going to plant some tomato seedlings in the greenhouse. I'm going to treat the bed that we were solarizing with neem oil to get to make sure that we get the remnants of the spider mites out of there. And what else? Oh, I'll just take you along and show you, okay? All right? Let's get started. Okay, so this is my elderberry bush. I chopped it down in half because it was just getting out of control and in the pathway of the gate right here. But it's coming back stronger than ever. Is the Russian 14 blocking comfrey coming back. And Bria is right here pulling up some of the Mexican petunias. I think she may need gloves.
Yeah, I need gloves.
Okay. So we'll stop and get her some gloves. Bria said she could just snap out. You don't have to pull it all the way out, baby. It's going to go back.
I want to do that.
I know you, but you don't really need to, sweetie. Just snap off. Yeah. Just snap off the little twigs. And if you leave some, that's fine. These are not weeds. These are Mexican petunias, and they will come back. Just snap the little twigs off. And I could just prune them, guys, but I don't want to bend over. Good job, Bria. Just snap off the twigs. Good job. Okay, we're going to move on after she finishes that. And by the way, if you were wondering, you can get over here, baby. If you were wondering, this is a red, delicious apple tree. It's pushing out leaves, guys, so it was not damaged by the hard freeze. This is a kefir pear, and guys, it is doing fabulous. Let's go all the way up. This is one of the trees that I'm going to let grow as tall as it wants to be. Okay. Turn around, Brian. I don't want just the leaves. I want the roots. Very good. Put them in the bucket.
Okay, it's full.
Very good, Bria. Put them in the bucket. Push the stuff all the way down. And you can get much more in there. And like I said, this is something that I don't allow to happen. We take over. But I couldn't help it this year. Go ahead, Brian. Working on the product line just was too much work for me. And the pandemic stopped all my grandkids from coming over all the time. So we got extra work to do. Shake it out. Shake out the soil. Shake it out. Very good, Brian. Okay, that's enough of that. You can keep on finishing. I'll stop recording.
Mommy, this is how you pull up a weed.
Right. You pull all your strength. Shake out the soil. That's enough because you don't want to spread seeds. Good. Okay, guys, I want you to be very careful. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to zoom in closer. You see all right here, these little leaves? Look, Brian. These little leaves right in here. That's comfrey, so you don't want to step on it. And let's move back.
Why can't we
see right here? This, Brian, that's comfrey. Put your hand on it. That's comfrey. No, that's a weed. That's comfrey right there. Pull this weed up right here, Brian. That's comfrey. Right, next to it, those are weeds. Pull it up.
Mama,
grab the root. I'm talking, Bria. Very good, Brian. Now put it in the bucket.
Why can't we
right
step
here.
on comfrey?
Comfrey is my fertilizer.
That's Bria's bucket.
That's a good question, Bria. And look right here, Bria. That's more comfrey right there. You see that big leaf? It was damaged a little bit by the frost. Everything, listen to me. Everything else over here can come up because this is real fertile. This is where I grew other vegetables last year. That's a pecan tree right there, Brian. That little stick. No, that's not. You put that in there. You put that in there to fool me. You think it's so funny. This is a pecan tree. Put your hand on it. It's not going to come up. And there's one right there. Put your hand on it. Watch the comfrey. Watch the comfrey. Step around it. And right here, this is a pecan tree. That's not just a stick. And then, of course, we have this pecan tree right here that I found several years ago growing in a citrus tree container. Okay, so let's clean up all around here where the Concord grapes are. Everything must go except the comfrey right here. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, you can see right here the comfrey in this little area right here, this little bed. Died back at 3 degrees, but it's coming back stronger than ever. And here we have a pawpaw tree. Bria, can you pull these weeds away from here from the pawpaw tree? Watch her, guys. She get the root. Check it out. Check it out. She gets a good job and get the whole root. Okay, now I'm gonna watch Brian right here.
Okay. I'm going to.
It's your time to shine, Brian. No, pull the roots up. Good job. It's coming up. I see it. Check it out. Check it out. Very good. Now put it in your bucket. Good job. You can go the other way. Bria, your next assignment is all the weeds around that pawpaw tree right there.
Wow.
Brian, your assignment is to get all of these weeds in this area. I don't want to see any more weeds, okay? Now remember, we're making videos and we're doing yard work, but you all are getting paid. And you would get paid according to what you do. Okay? That's why I want you to keep your weed buckets separate. Whoa! Good job, Bria. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. You need to work smarter. You need to take your bucket with you. Pick it up, put it over there so you don't have to walk back and forth. And where she's walking, guys, there are 2 trees right there. And they are also pawpaw trees. Don't go past there. No, you snap that off. No, you see what you're doing? You're snapping the roots off instead of pulling them up. Let's see what Brian is doing. Getting along real good. Let's get all of this up. Big Mama, what?
Is this a comfrey right there?
Is that a weed?
No. Is that comfrey?
That's not comfrey.
Oh, that's weed?
It's a weed.
Look what I got.
Thanks for asking, Brian. Come here, let me show you. I'm going to show you a comfrey. Look here, come follow me, my finger. This is comfrey. You see how pointed the leaves are? Right here, see the texture is different? It's not shiny and smooth, it's textured. And right over here, this is dandelion, and I don't want that pulled up.
Oh.
Okay, and this tree right here, guys, it is so beautiful. This is a Santa Rose plum. I got it on sale at Stock Brothers for only $9.99, and it was just a little twig, and now look what it did. It took off last summer, and so it's huge, and it's leafing completely out. So don't give up when you get something on sale. It's a good bargain, and you only pay $10 for it. You can't go wrong spending $10 on the fruit tree, and as long as you take care of it, it will continue to grow. Maria is doing an awesome job. She cleared up almost that whole patch of weeds. We're going to spread some cardboard down on top of it, and then we're going to spread some of the wood chips on it, and they will suppress the weeds. Hey guys, we solarized this bed since last fall with 2 layers of 6 milliliter plastic that I purchased from greenhouse megastore.com, and Brian is lifting it, and we're hoping that all of the spider mites that was in this bed are gone. And you know it's real healthy soil because it's still producing weeds up under there. So he's gonna put the plastic in the trash because we don't want to use it again, and then I'll mend the soil and start planting. Thank you, Brian. Well, Brian did as much as he could before his dad picked them up. And I'm going to finish removing the bricks and the 6 mil plastic. And then I'm going to lightly rake the soil just a little bit to get these weeds out of here. Put some neem oil spray. And then I'll be ready to transplant. And I'll bring you back when I start transplanting some of my seedlings. Okay, everybody. So now I'm at the point where you can see I pull the weeds out. I have them going down the center. Weeds or various plants that could have been growing in there. And I cleared up enough space to plant 6 tomato plants. This bed is huge and it has a lot of soil, so I was going to add some more, but I don't need to. And I'm going to add some worm castings and azomite rock dust. And then I'm going to plant 6 tomatoes. And I'll come back after I open up the packages. The worm castings are in a 30-pound bag, and the azomite rock dust is in a 40-pound bag. So I can't lift that. So what I'm going to do is get me a little small container and add that to those 2 ingredients. And then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to put it in the soil, in the holes where I put the 6 tomato plants. Okay guys, I am in my foyer, and you can see these are the worm casting and azomite rock dust bags. I made a mistake. The rock dust is 44 pounds and the worm castings is 30 pounds right there. Worm castings are an excellent soil builder, and the azomite rock dust has over 92 minerals. And all I can tell you is I do believe in using these 2 products because I noticed a tremendous difference in my garden beds once I started using them. And these 2 things I like to add to my garden beds every garden season, since I grow all year long. And so I'm just going to cut across the top and take a little plastic cup I have around here somewhere, and I'm just going to put it inside of here where I usually fill it up, and that way I won't have to keep lifting. So yeah, I'm going to put enough for the whole garden bed, and you really can't overdo it with worm castings or azomite rock dust. You can't harm your beds. All right. Okay, so I'm going to fill it up, and then I'll go meet you back out in the greenhouse. I'm in the greenhouse. I made up my water, dish soap, and pure cold pressed neem oil. I get this from eBay or Amazon. Water right off the tap. And I use Dawn dish soap. To be more specific, I use an ounce of the pure cold pressed neem oil, almost a gallon of water, and about a tablespoon of Blue Dawn dish soap. Okay, so in this container, I've mixed up my azomite rock dust and my worm castings. And I forgot to tell you that I'm going to add a little garden lime to prevent blossom end rot. So the first thing I'm going to do is just apply my neem oil to be on the safe side, because I saw a few little white flies flying around when I was up pulling the weeds out with the shovel, because I'm not bending over because of the back injury. So I'm going to do that off camera because I know you don't want to see that. I've shown you millions of times how to do it. And then I'll come back and show you how I plant my tomato starts. Okay, so I'm back out in the greenhouse. I've applied my neem oil to the garden bed, and I've got my tomatoes. Let me show them to you. Position where I want them. As you can see here, I have 6 plants. Those are weeds. I'm going to pull them up later or shovel them up. And I have some basil. I'm going to put more basil down here and more plants. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my tripod. I'm going to try to set it up. And also I brought out here some markers because I'm bad about not labeling things. And yeah, I'll make sure I get that done. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I took about a half an hour rest period. I'm back out in the greenhouse, and I'm going to attempt to transplant my seedlings in the ground. I don't know if I can do it without being in pain, but I'm gonna try. It's really, really windy. You can look right there. See how that leaves the frame? It's really windy out here. Yeah, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. And I have my tripod here. Oh, and I have on a back brace. And I'm gonna set it down. And I'm gonna try to get on my knees. And I'm gonna use this stool to help pull myself up. Let's see what I can do. I have a garden bench, but this pathway is too narrow for it. So I'm gonna try my best to get down on here, on these cushions. I'm afraid. Oh, that was a good idea to keep the stool there. That way I can turn it. So I'm gonna go down a little further, and I'm gonna put my first tomato plant about right here. And marigolds go right here. So I'm just gonna break that up a little bit. You should be able to see that. And right here is where I'm gonna put the first plant. And I'm gonna dig a hole that is 2 times the size of, let's throw that over there, of that solo cup. Okay, I think you can see that. Let me go down a little further. I think you can see that. Now I'm gonna take this plant right here, and it is an early girl, and I'm gonna take these stems off. Can you see that? And look at all those rich roots. And what I do is I lay my plant on the side so it can have a lot of room to grow. I'm gonna break those roots up a little bit right there. And now I'm going to gently bend the tomato plant and cover it up without breaking the stem. And I like to put them like kind of like on a mound. And I hope you can see that really good. And the only thing I forgot to do is to put the worm castings. I blew it. I'm gonna pinch that off. So I'll take a cup of the worm casting as my rock dust, and I'm just gonna go around a little circle. It'll get to the roots. And I'll put a little bit on top so when I water it in, it'll get some. And that's it. So instead of going straight down, I go horizontal, and then that way the roots will shoot out all the way around. Make sense? It works for me. Now I'm going to plant in this hole a nice sweet basil plant. A little too much. Mix it up. I love my hands in the dirt. I'm gonna pour this out. And if you notice, I don't put too much close to the edge. Okay. And then I'm gonna water that in really, really well. So I'm gonna stop right now and see what I got. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna plant another tomato plant. A couple of feet, about 18 inches apart. You see I'm digging that hole, and I'm taking this one slightly toward the back. Okay, I'm gonna take this one out. And this is the giant white, which is a green tomato. Taking these leaves off or branches. Let me see if I can go down a little further. I think you all can see that. And now it's laid on its side, and I'm just gonna cover it up. Without breaking the stem, just cover it up. And I like the way that worked out the last time. So this time I intentionally left my organic fertilizer out. And again, I'm just going to take some and go around that circle. And that way, slow release the worm castings. The azomite rock dust is a soil amendment. And there we go. And I better get a marker right now. Uh-oh. And I'm gonna put what they are, because I don't wanna have to go back and look at the video. I'll clean all this up tomorrow. And this was a EG for early girl. Let's get that in there. And here is the great white. I don't know how much you can see, but I know my back is killing me, so I'm gonna stop today. And please know that I'm taking care of myself, guys. I'm gonna come out in the morning and I'll get the rest of these plants in. Okay, and I'll be back and show you part 2 of this video very, very soon. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I have been at it off and on since sunrise. And I have a lot to do in the greenhouse, but it's shaping up. And I'll bring you part 2 in a couple of days. I plan to have everything transplanted in the greenhouse that I'm going to grow. I laid some of the tomato plants on their side and I watered everything in. And it's going to rain tonight. So hopefully everything in the food forest will be okay. Everything is bursting with life. I have a couple trees that I'm not sure about, but I'm not giving up on them because, you know, they've been in shock and they're going to come back at their own pace. But we have a lot of life going on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I taught you something, and I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Take care, everybody. Bye now. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.